So this detective search is very cool. The judge, Alex Woodruff, set up a really interesting scent puzzle. Basically, what you had was the wind was blowing in from the exterior door towards the start line, making this crazy vortex inside the room. It's hide number 4 right there. You can see it's right by the door. And what's going to happen is that air is being pushed into that room towards the start line. But it's not a smooth flow. You can look up top at the pieces of paper up there, and you can see that there's these eddies kind of on both sides of the room. And you can see Iona picks up the edge of one of those eddies, works it right back to source to find that threshold height. So you think she'd pick it up from the start line, but she picks it up from the other way because of that eddy. Likewise, you can see her here coming in and getting that hide number 4, the one that's blowing odor throughout this entire room. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. She finds it now, but you'll see that she refines it 2 other times as well, because this hide is exerting such a tremendous influence on this room. This is kind of cool. After I send her in this little blank area, Iona zips behind Alex to pick up odor. Generally, your dog won't have to go behind a judge, but you can see right after she goes behind her, she rushes over to this area, and she's on this bookshelf, and she's working this bookshelf. I'm giving her time, and then this is the moment I'm the most proud of Iona. I'll show you right here. Boom, and she goes, maybe I'll check the other side. I love that. So that's why we train our dogs to think, if it's inaccessible, let me check the other side. She says, there's nothing over there either. There's no source. So you can see really clearly what this odor is doing because she just found source right there. So you can see that odor right there is being pushed all over that bookshelf. Very neat, right? This chair hide is fairly straightforward. But then what happens is she starts getting lost in this odor that's being pushed into the room from hide number 4. I read an interesting blog post from Jeff McMahon where he talks about the way water moves over rocks in a stream. And when you have a current hitting a big rock, you'll have a pillow movement upstream of it and a hole on the other side. And what's happening right now is Iona is getting sucked down into that hole, and you can see her catch odor and then literally get pulled to the back of the room only to go, oh, where did it go? And she keeps losing these threads of odor. So it's a really tricky puzzle. And at the time, I was thinking, there must be a hide on one of these chairs. I couldn't quite figure it out, right? I wasn't able to problem solve this in real time. The odor was stacking up in that area in the back. Luckily, Alex had said that was out of bounds. So Iona's getting a little bit frustrated. I think she does something cool here. Nope, she goes out. She goes outside. So generally, I like to let my dog lead me outside. This is what she starts doing. She starts working that hide from the other side. So you'd think all that odor would be being sucked into the room, but that's not the case, right? There's going to be some odor up on the upstream side and some on the downstream side just going right into that room. A really cool visual representation of that. These hides on the exterior are fairly straightforward compared to inside the room because they're just kind of, scent cones. The breeze is generally going one direction, so she's able to get right into that scent cone and work it right to source. So these are fairly straightforward, and here it's just a matter of just, covering the whole area. Like you can see, she catches odor there, works it back to source fairly quickly. So be on the lookout for that. That's something that I hadn't been aware of in the past, and I definitely will be now, is if your dog keeps getting sucked into those odor holes where they quickly go away and then just kind of trail off and they come back in and get sucked back in, that's definitely something that can happen when you've got a lot of odor being pushed into an area. Right here, she keeps going out of bounds, but she's going to hop up into this into this little planter area, and I get her out of there because I don't know what she's doing. It's off bounds. I don't know if she's going to go pee or go hunt lizards, but I know that it's not what she's supposed to be doing. So she gets a little frustrated there, shakes it off. But I want to go back into this room one more time because I'm not 100% convinced that there is not an extra hide in here. But when we go back in, what she starts doing is she starts refinding the hides, right? So that tells me pretty clearly that there's not an extra hide. I do refeed her here. Sometimes when she's been working really, really hard for a long time, I will refeed her at hides. Generally, I don't, but I want her to not think a hide is completely dead after she finds it, because sometimes dogs will find a hide and not actually alert, and but they think they found it, and then they won't go back to it. So I want her to go back to hides. So really cool search set up by Alex. It was fun to run, and thank you for watching.